Hi, everyone, and welcome to Devotions. This is the big week. Christmas is 7 days away. Hope all's well. Well, a verse that I love in the Bible is Romans 8:28, but there are two ways of translating it, and I want to read you the two ways. The first way is like this: We know that all things work together for good for those who love God, called according to his purpose. The second way of translating it in the Revised Standard Version is, we know that in everything God works for good with those who love him and are called according to his purpose. It's not just that God works for us, but that God works with us. Yeah, I prefer the second one. Well, now, one of the things I like to do is to make mosaics. And this is one I did of the Strelitzes in the area where we live, and I had great pleasure in doing it. And when I think about mosaics, I think also about the Christian life. It makes me think about what it means to live for Jesus. And I just want to mention a few of the factors in my mind when those thoughts come to me. The one is that we have to have a vision of what that mosaic picture is going to be. And in the same way, within the Christian life, we have to know what it is that we're aiming for. Well, I believe one of the key things is that we should be like Jesus in the way we think, in the way that we speak, in the way that we act, and so on. We need to have a vision of the kind of person that God wants you and me to be. The second thing about a mosaic is that it's made up of many pieces. Just like our lives, it's made up of hundreds of different things that are going on, all going in which sometimes feels like different directions. And we see that in a mosaic with the hundreds of pieces that are involved. The third thing is that, when you're making a mosaic, you can't plan every piece ahead. You have to adjust as you go, and you've got to cut pieces, cut the tiles in half, or give them a particular shape in order that they may be able to fit in to the whole picture. And God, therefore, works with us if we compare it to the Christian life. He works with us, seeing what do you need to do now? How does this need to be done? Where do you need to go? Where does God want me to be? And so on. So things have got to be fitted. You need to play, as it were, each ball as it comes. Use a different metaphor. And then these pieces have got to be glued onto the backing board. They've got to be held on, and they've got to be held together by the glue so that they actually fit together and are able to create this vision that we have for the mosaic. And also in our own lives, we need to allow God to be able to establish us, to be able to teach us, to be able to form us, and then to fix us in the way that he wants us to go. And then lastly, when all that is glued down and you've got all the pieces in place, you do grouting. It's like to fill in all the spaces between the pieces, and you can have a white grouting, a black grouting, a grey grouting, depending upon what you think is best. But what the grouting does, it enhances the picture finally. It brings it to completion. It fills in all those gaps and makes it, hopefully, look beautiful. And that is what God's aim is with us. Change from glory into glory, says the hymn, till in heaven we take our place. Cast our crowns before him, lost in wonder, love and praise. The finishing off of the work that God has done. And all of this takes time. Mosaic is very time consuming. You can't do it quickly. And so God's work in us We need to be patient with ourselves, patient with God, as He works in us to make us into the people that He wants us to be. Well, have a go at mosaics, but if you don't, let God take the bits and pieces of your life, hand them over to Him, and allow Him to lead, to empower, to guide you in your everyday. May God bless you as you go into this week. Cheers for now.